Have you ever noticed how pain never shows up quietly? It doesn't knock, it doesn't ask if you're busy, and it definitely doesn't wait for a convenient time. It just walks in, drops itself on your chest, and suddenly everything feels heavier. And almost immediately, almost automatically, your brain does something strange. Instead of asking, "What do I feel?" it asks, "How bad is this compared to other people?" That's when the comparison begins. You think, "I shouldn't feel this bad. People have it worse." Or, "Why am I falling apart when everyone else seems fine?" And just like that, your pain stops being about healing and starts being about ranking. We don't just experience pain, we measure it, we grade it. We stack it next to other people's suffering like items on a shelf and try to decide where ours belongs, as if pain came with a scoreboard, as if there were medals for most justified suffering or penalties for overreacting. And the wild part is, no matter where we place ourselves on that imaginary scale, we still feel terrible. If we think our pain is smaller than someone else's, we feel guilty. If we think it's bigger, we feel broken. Either way, we lose every single time. Here's the thing nobody tells you early enough. Pain isn't logical. It doesn't care about fairness, comparisons, or global statistics. Pain is personal. It doesn't ask what happened to the rest of the world. It only asks what happened to you. But the brain loves logic, structure, and rules. So when pain hits and everything feels chaotic, the brain reaches for the closest sense of order it can find: comparison. If it can label pain, rank it, or explain it away, it feels safer, at least temporarily. Imagine this. You break your leg. It hurts. You're miserable. You can't walk. And someone says, "Well, at least you didn't break both legs." Technically true, emotionally useless. Your pain didn't magically disappear just because someone else might be worse off. You're still sitting there with a broken leg, wondering why that comment was supposed to help. Emotional pain works the same way. Heartbreak doesn't heal because someone else lost more. Grief doesn't soften because another person's story sounds heavier. Pain doesn't work by subtraction. But we still do it, to ourselves especially. We say things like, "People survived wars. Why am I crying over one relationship?" As if your heart understands global suffering. As if emotions respond to statistics. They don't. Your nervous system doesn't say, "Oh, someone else is hurting more? Never mind then." It reacts to loss, change, and threat in your personal world. That's it. That's the rule. One reason we compare pain is guilt. Deep down, many of us believe pain has to be earned, like there's some invisible rule book that decides who is allowed to hurt. Big loss? Approved. Small loss? Get over it. So when something hurts us, we panic and wonder if we deserve to feel this bad. We downplay it. We say, "It's not that serious," or "I shouldn't complain," or "I've been through worse." And on the surface, that sounds strong, mature, resilient. But underneath, it's emotional self-silencing. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Invalidating your own pain doesn't make you strong. It makes you quiet. And quiet pain doesn't disappear. It hides, it waits, it leaks out later in strange ways, as irritability, as numbness, as random tears at 2 a.m. over something that seems ridiculous, until you realize it was never about that moment. It was about everything you never allowed yourself to feel. Another huge reason we compare pain is social conditioning. From a young age, many of us are taught to be grateful instead of being honest. Gratitude is beautiful, but it becomes toxic when it's used to suppress pain. When "others have it worse" turns into "I'm not allowed to feel hurt." You can be grateful and still be in pain. Those two things are not enemies. They can exist in the same body at the same time. Then there's social media. Let's talk about that. You scroll through your phone and see people smiling, achieving goals, traveling, falling in love, getting promotions, glowing. Nobody posts the moments where they stare at the ceiling, questioning their entire life. Nobody uploads the panic attacks, the loneliness, the days when getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. So you look at your own messy, unfiltered life and think, why am I the only one struggling? You're not. You're just seeing edited versions of other people while living in the raw version of yourself. Comparing your pain to what you see online is like comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to someone else's movie trailer. Of course it feels unfair. You're comparing truth to performance, and your brain doesn't always know the difference. We also compare pain because it gives us the illusion of safety. If someone else has survived worse, we think maybe that means we'll survive this. That part actually comes from hope, but hope can twist into self-judgment really fast. Instead of saying, if they survived, maybe I can too, we say, they survived, so why can't I? Same comparison, completely different emotional outcome. Here's something important. Pain is shaped by context. Two people can go through the same event and experience completely different levels of pain. A breakup can feel like freedom to one person and like grief to another. Losing a job can feel devastating to someone who attached their identity to it, and relieving to someone who felt trapped. Neither reaction is wrong. Pain isn't about what happened, it's about what it meant to you. Think about attachment. Imagine two people drop their phones. One drops a phone they bought yesterday. The other drops a phone they've had for years. Photos, messages, memories stored inside. Same event, different pain. Why? Because attachment changes pain. Memories change pain. Timing changes pain. Expectations change pain. That's why comparing pain is pointless. You're comparing different stories, not the same wound. When you constantly tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way, something subtle but damaging happens. You teach your brain that your emotions are unsafe, that they're inconvenient, that they need to be justified. So the next time pain shows up, your brain doesn't ask for help, it shuts down. You stop sharing, you stop expressing, you stop trusting your own feelings. And one day, you wake up feeling heavy, disconnected, or exhausted with no clear explanation. That's unprocessed pain asking to be seen. Pain doesn't want attention for attention's sake. It doesn't want a trophy. It doesn't want to win. Pain wants permission. Permission to exist without being compared. Permission to be felt without being judged. Permission to move through you instead of getting stuck. Here's a lighter way to look at it. Comparing pain is like arguing whose headache hurts more. No one wins, everyone still has a headache. The only difference is now you're tired and frustrated on top of it. The moment you stop ranking pain, something shifts. You become gentler with yourself. You listen instead of criticize. You heal instead of rush. Feeling pain doesn't mean you're weak. It means you cared. It means something mattered. And caring always comes with risk. Love, hope, attachment, dreams, they all make pain possible. Avoiding pain completely would require avoiding life completely. And that's not strength. That's survival mode. So the next time you hear that voice in your head saying others have it worse, try responding differently. Say, yes, they do, and I'm still allowed to hurt. Both can be true. Your pain doesn't take away from theirs. Their pain doesn't cancel yours. There's no scoreboard, no finish line, no prize for suffering silently. Just humans walking around with nervous systems that react to loss, change, and uncertainty in deeply personal ways. Humans who were never really taught how to feel without judging themselves for it. Humans learning slowly that healing doesn't start with comparison, It starts with compassion. Stop asking if your pain is valid compared to someone else's. Start asking what your pain is trying to tell you. Because pain isn't something to compete with, it's something to understand. And when you finally let yourself feel without ranking, without guilt, without comparison, that's when healing stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like release. And quietly, gently, without any dramatic moment, you begin to realize something important. You didn't need to prove your pain. You just needed to listen to it.